Hi everyone, welcome to Wong's Cool Knife Corner. I always introduce that to my friends as a joke, but today we're going to talk about the Hazetac Jigsaw. The Hazetac Jigsaw is most notably recognized for its serrated blade. Despite being a trainer, it is way too thick to cut anything, but those pointies go ouchy. Um, One thing I noticed whenever I looked into the Haystack, I got this from Alex Wen, who got it from Oldschoolbalisong, and what's interesting is that I feel like every time I see the Haystack, it has an extra hole up here. But there's very little information that's permanent. One thing that bothers me is that knife makers, if you stop making a knife or it's not currently in production, please have the information about the knife somewhere visible online because I can't find the information. Right now, it only has like two types of devil and something else on Haystack's website, but it doesn't mention the jigsaw at all. I can tell you that this is aluminum, and it's definitely under 4 ounces. This is pretty light. It's like four. I mean, it's like 3.5 ish. That's my guess. It feels lighter than the Trident. So this is pretty light. It's also relatively short. If I were to compare it with, I always use a crack as the benchmark. Um, it's a little shorter. The handles are shorter, as you can see, and the blade is a little shorter too. So it's a small boy. It's a little small. And I think there are some out there that have Zen pins, but this is Tang pins. As far as I can tell, all the ones I've seen online have Tang pins. And I don't actually have too many Balisongs that run on Tang pins. I did have an Alpha Beast that did. I just didn't like flipping it though. So the thing about the Jigsaw is that it's very light, and it's very neutral, and it's very small. Um, I like these things. I think this flips great, and also I think it chaplains like a dream. Whoa, hello, and ironic. There was a time where I was chaplaining this, and I felt like it's really grippy. Actually, I still feel like this is really grippy. I can just keep this chaplain up for a long time at least. Partially just the way that the channel is shaped, and how the tang pin grooves are. Um, it just chaplains really well. Um, I know Ethan Blade Bias said that he feels weird about it, but I think he prefers his Balisong handle bias. Um, but despite it being small and neutral, it still does. Wow, I'm fucking flipping like shit right now. It still does a lot of tricks really well. Of course, it fans well for being small, light, and neutral. But I mean, I can do the BT8B into the Helix pretty well. For the most part, I'm just I'm tired. It's late, but I wanted to do some coverage on this. One thing I do note is that because it's on Tang pins, it has this very protruding uh, Zen region. Zen nipple. I don't even know. Is it still called a Zen nipple if it has tang pins? But that makes doing a whip rollovers feel a little weird just because you have to roll over this section, and that feels like it can interfere. If you're not hugging it completely, it's fine. But that's just a thing that I've noticed for doing whip rollovers on this. Um, the grip is pretty nice for being aluminum. I don't think this is Cerakote. This does seem to be um, just anodized, but it's got some grooves. It's got some texture to it. Uh, it has a smooth sort of line in the middle, but that's surrounded. It's a groove, but it's surrounded by this like sort of triangular repeating pattern. I find this nice and grippy, and it does have jimping on both sides of the front and the back. Um, Pretty decent. It's interestingly shaped. It's like kind of uneven. Um, like I mean, that's it's the design, but it's funny that it looks so uneven. But yeah, I think that these handles are really nice, and like while the blade is the thing that stands out to me the most, it's honestly the whole balance of it all is intriguing of it. And I do like flipping this a lot. Some people, it's not for them, and that's totally fine. This has a lot of character as a flipper just for being so light, neutral, short, and hilariously also, if you accidentally bite yourself, it's like an ouchie, but it's not like a cut. I've gotten my fair share of cuts too. Um, but I find that this flips very much to my preferences. My favorite flipper is the Cygnus, which is relatively light, shortish. Um, Mine is neutral. I have the cutout blades and stock stock spacers. So if you like my kind of preferences, short, light, neutral, the Hazetac Jigsaw is actually a pretty good deal. As for what it retails, I think it's like around 175, but they're not currently in circulation. So I bought mine used for a pretty good price, and yeah, I'm happy with this. It's a keeper for me. I'm finding actually the knives that I don't want to keep are things that I hear everyone talk about, and I flip it. I just go like, it's good. It's certainly good. Of course it's good. I paid the money that it's worth. But like it just, I don't know. It doesn't sit with me as much as I thought it would be. It's not outstanding in any particular way where I go like, yeah, like the gyration. I find that flipping the gyration is like, it doesn't always feel amazing. In fact, it actually, I would not say that this is an outstanding flipping experience. It doesn't feel amazing, but it's unique and it's rare and it's interesting. I find that that's fun to talk about. It's fun to look at and discuss. It's fun to like try and do things on. Even stuff that you think would be good on it, like a Z choker. I'm sometimes having a struggle, but it's fun in that it's like unique. There's nothing else I've seen that has handles so fucking round. And likewise, I don't have anything. Well, I have things that are similar to the Jigsaw. I find that it sort of stands on its own as this sort of Balisong that's this is lighter too. But it just, these are totally different constructions. This is titanium and it's skeletal, so it just feels totally different. To flip. Um, and like this is just a standard channel aluminum Balisong, but like in that awkward sub 200 but over 150 range, which is just sort of a no man's land where you're like, well, it's lower than a Kraken but higher than a Mako Triton. I still don't understand why the Triton exists, but yeah, I guess this is sort of like in the squid trainer like range. But yeah, if you like hearing me talk about Balisongs that I feel like not enough people talk about, weird, interesting, unique Balisong designs, like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and check out my coffee so I can keep sustaining this hobby and being able to talk about interesting, weird Balisongs as well as just some cool, fun things. I'm gonna do some like reviews. I don't really feel like I'm gonna do like a whole grading system, but I just want to talk about things that I like and things that I think can be a little, it'd be better. Like, I mean, if this was on Zen pins, like that would certainly make this less weird. But I don't know. It doesn't pinch me. I don't really have any complaints about this. So yeah. Hope you'll have a great rest of your day and happy flipping. Love you all. That was really bad. Bye. Oh man, I'm a clumsy person.